Product provided by Nintendo. What started off as a revival of Nintendo's most iconic video game series now finds its way ported over to the Nintendo Switch. New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, for all intents and purposes, is a straightforward port of the original Wii U title, now encompassing all the extra Luigi levels that were once sold separately, with a tiny bit of extra content. We're skipping the story section of this review as, like most 2D Mario games, the princess has been kidnapped and you have to go save her. Nothing much to dwell on there. What is at the forefront though is the gameplay, and not much has really been done to it since the Wii U release. The classic formula of running through 2D side-scrolling levels is untouched, but then again, that's Mario's bread and butter. Well, at least it was in the 80s, and what's here feels like a very aged remnant of it trying to recapture that magic. Don't get me wrong, New Super Mario Bros. U is a decent platformer, but decent platformer is not the usual moniker you expect from one of the titans of the genre. When New Super Mario Bros. U was released on the Wii U about 6 years ago, it already felt like a slightly dated version of New Super Mario Bros. Wii, a game that came out almost 10 years ago. With slightly up-res character models and a lot of reused music, it didn't revolutionize 2D Mario games, but it did technically bring it into the HD era. That same feeling of a rushed job to cash in on the IP is present in the Deluxe port of the game. Despite having new in its name, nothing really feels that new about it. The Switch version includes all the content from the base game and the extra Luigi levels that were already re-released in a bundle on the Wii U as well. The only significant piece of new content is having Toadette as a playable character. Running parallel to the Funky Kong mode in Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, Toadette acts as an easy mode for New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. She can use a new crown power-up that solely just works for her that strangely turns her into Peachette, a character that has an extra jump with much more precise controls. Outside of that new easy mode character, you're actually losing out on some content like the dedicated boost mode from the Wii U release, since the Switch doesn't always have a gamepad available like when you're playing in dock mode. With all that said, New Super Mario Bros. U still continues to be a solid platformer, one that, despite not really standing out among the rest, is still an enjoyable time. The 4-player co-op is just as chaotic as always for the series, making it some of the most entertaining moments in the game. Now being on the Nintendo Switch, the added portability feels perfect for the Mario formula, specifically with the more challenging Luigi levels that put you in a time constraint. They feel like amped up Mario Run levels perfect for a quick 20-minute train commute with your Nintendo Switch. Ultimately, New Super Mario Bros. Has never felt more at home on a platform than it has on the Switch. I just wish that the series also got a worthwhile upgrade, or at least something worth reinvesting $60 into. New Super Mario Bros. U was the first major dip for the series into the HD era. Back on the Wii U, everything ran at a solid 60 frames per second, 720p resolution. It was technically HD, but it wasn't a grand leap for the series. Instead, character models were up-res from the original Wii game, and some slightly interesting environments were made for levels. However, even back when this was a new Wii U game, platformers like Rayman Legends, Mark of the Ninja, and Deadlight all found a way to outshine the Mushroom Kingdom's environment. This is all speaking solely for the visual aspects at least. There are some slight callouts to the background in New Super Mario Bros. U, like the parallax effect that makes the background look like it's made out of layers. There's also some slight hints of animation like the light shafts in the forest and waterfalls flowing into the ocean. The Starry Night themed world was my personal favorite look, and I've always wished that all the other stages went that far with the visuals. Alas, the end result was what I think is a pretty minimal effort for what was supposed to be Mario's introduction into HD, and that's still apparent on the Switch. Playing in dock mode, you do get a higher 1080p resolution at a solid 60 frames per second. The upgrade is most noticeable in things like character shadows and the overworld map. Playing in handheld mode, you do get a sharp looking 720p 60 that surely outshines what was back on the Wii U gamepad. It feels perfect for my quick 20-minute train commute into downtown LA on the Metrolink. However, I still hold my belief of what I said on Twitter a while back that the next 2D Mario game should have a radically different art style or approach to it, but for the time being, New Super Mario Bros. U still continues to look okay, but nothing more. Much like the visuals, the audio in this port feels like a double retreading. The music and the general sounds of New Super Mario Bros. U weren't that original to begin with. They were remixed versions of the New Super Mario Bros. Theme from previous games, though now slightly altered to interact with the environment. Enemies dance along to the music, and if you're carrying one of the Yoshi allies, they'll actually sing along to the music too. The little interactions like that with the addition of the HD Rumble support still manages to make me chuckle while playing. Outside of those moments, I'm sort of starting to get tired of the repeating music. Nintendo is notorious for their music in games like the iconic New Galaxy theme in Super Mario Galaxy and Delfino Plaza in Super Mario Sunshine. The music here isn't terrible, but it's been done repeatedly so often and it hasn't aged too well. New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe is just alright. The addition of an easy mode doesn't bother me at all, but the fact that the base levels are already pretty easy to begin with, so this being the only new noteworthy content, is a big letdown for me. Essentially, you're paying $60 for a game that's hardly been retouched outside of an easy mode and a bump in resolution. At least with Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze from the get-go, it already was a pretty looking game on the Wii U, so that port job was already pretty good, and Mario Kart 8 got a completely redone battle mode. For New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, it feels like a cash grab on the Mario name, but it lacks all the bells and whistles you'd expect from the character. That's not to say that New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe is a bad game, it just doesn't do anything revolutionary to make it stand out, and that goes for both on the Wii U and on the Switch. Among both other Mario games and other platformers on the Switch, it's just okay, but for me, just okay doesn't mean must-have or something you should go buy right away. If you already own it on Wii U, then you really don't need to repurchase this one, and if you've never played it before, I'd still hold off for a sale. I give New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe a 7 out of 10. If you want to keep up to date with my reviews, then be sure to hit that subscribe button and drop me a follow on Twitter and Instagram. All those links, including my gaming usernames, are in the description. As always, thank you all very much for watching, hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you all in the next one.